And we're back. How you guys doing today? It's time once again for everyone's favorite time of the week, DFS breakdown. This time for Week 10. I'm your friend Mike Murray. If you like the content, give this video a thumbs up. Sorry guys, a little discombobulated here. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Would be greatly appreciated. So we've been doing pretty good in this channel the last 4 weeks. Last week was a little bit of it was a mediocre week. This week, just peeking at the game so far, I like this week. I think there's some good spots to attack this week. Yeah, I did say originally I was gonna make the video on Wednesday, but I decided to make it on Thursday, and I'm glad I did because some news broke pretty recently that we're gonna talk about that is interesting. It's worth mentioning, and I'm glad we have that information. There's actually two pieces of news that I found out today, so it's always kind of better to do the videos on Thursday rather than Wednesday. Sometimes my schedule makes me do the videos on a certain day, but I don't know. I probably gonna try to use it on Thursday from now on. I think that's better because, like I said, we get more information, and I really don't like getting on stuff and then getting off of it, and then you know we don't want to do that. But you know it's an interesting week. There's some guy the tight end position we're gonna talk about. There's three guys that I'm interested in, only three. Um, But let's just get right into it, guys. Let's not lollygag around. I don't want to waste your time. So the first game of the slate is Detroit at Chicago. It's an interesting game, man. It's an interesting game that a lot of people are not going to attack. I am. I think this is a sneaky spot where both teams can score on each other. I'm not afraid of the Chicago defense, even at home. I've told you guys I think the Bears are going to quit pretty soon. I like Stafford to Galladay in this spot. If Danny Amendola was cheaper, less than 4K, I would like Danny Amendola. But man, 4,700 for Danny Amendola. Come on, man, I'm not paying that price tag. With Robbie Anderson as the same price, I can't do on the road. I'm not. I do like attacking Buster Screen in the slot, but I like Galladay in this spot. I think Galladay he's been hot lately. He's been averaging 25 PPR points. I think more than that. I think he's been averaging 28 PPR points in the last two games. So people aren't going to play Galladay this week, or not a lot of people. I will. I love Kenny Galladay here. I like Kenny Galladay. I shouldn't say love. I like Kenny Galladay. And on the other side, it's a little tough here, man, because while the Detroit defense is not good, Matt Patricia comes from that Bill Belichick mind state where I'm going to take away your bet, what you want to do. Okay, last week he took away Darren Waller. This week I think he's going to take away David Montgomery. I think he knows Matt Nagy wants to lean on the run. And I think I think Montgomery is going to get popular as the week goes on. He's not a bad play here, man. They're home favorites. They are going to try to establish the run. That's what this team wants to do now. The game script that with this game that I am on, that I am hoping for, is that the Lions get out to a lead and the Bears got to come back. That's the angle that I like in this game. Okay? Because I don't trust the Bears as home favorites. No. I think the Lions are a better team than the Bears. I do. I'm sorry. I think the Lions are due for a good performance here too. The Lions haven't been putting it off. I think they've lost 4 straight, maybe. No, they haven't. They beat the Giants, but they haven't been playing very well lately. It wouldn't. Their defense just isn't that good. They just have no. As Michael Lombardi says, they have no teeth to their defense. They're all bark, no bite. They don't really have. They're just like a vanilla defense. They're not very good. They're bad against the run and the pass. Kind of like Allen Robinson here. I don't want to say this because he's 7.5% owned right now, which is kind of crazy, but could even play Mitchell Trubisky here. It feels gross saying that out loud, but it feels gross saying that out loud because he's 7.5% owned, which I find hard to believe. I don't think he's going to come in that high owned. It's 5.1K on Draftkings. Like I said though, guys, the angle I'm gonna choose to attack this game from is the angle that the Lions get out to a lead and the Bears got to come back. So I have 12 teams right now. I'm doing a little different, doing things a little bit different this week as far as my builds are concerned. I do have Montgomery on some teams. I'm probably gonna get off that. I see the play. Not sure how good Montgomery is, and yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. You can go Galladay and Trubisky and run it back with Robinson, or you can even go Taylor Gabriel. I don't even hate that. You could go Taylor Gabriel here too. So uh, Robinson and Gabriel definitely in play on the other side, but I only like that if you are playing somebody, a pass catcher on the Lions. If not, you could play David Montgomery. I don't hate it. I just, I don't know. I'm gonna have to fine tune the Bears side. It's a little. It just all depends on how this game starts out. If the Lions start establishing the Bears start establishing a run, it could be a David Montgomery spot. But I just have a feeling the Lions are gonna come to play here. I just do. I'm sorry. Offensively at least. So it's gonna put pressure on the Bears to have to keep up with them. So I like the passing games here. The next game, Baltimore at Cincinnati. This is gonna surprise some people. So far, if I'm on anything for Baltimore, it's the defense. I just in DFS guys like Lamar just went up against the Patriots, had a big game. Everybody saw it. Everybody's gonna play him this week. These are the type of things that I avoid. He's gonna come in over 20% owned here. Not for me. On the road, Cincinnati off a bye week, new quarterback. They could be sparked up here. I think they cover the spread. I don't know if they win, but I do think they cover the spread. The guy in Cincinnati I like is Alex Erickson because with news today that this is one of the pieces of news that dropped. AJ Green's not going to play this week. It sounds like, so that's going to put Marlon Humphrey on Tyler Boyd, and that's going to open up Alex Erickson into the slot. I think. No. I don't know, but I like Erickson or maybe whoever's going to be playing in the slot for Cincinnati. I like that could be Erickson, it could be Arden Tate. We'll have to get some more clarification on that. Erickson's been playing well here, man. Erickson's been playing pretty well here. You beat the Ravens from the slot. That's how you beat the Ravens. So I like Erickson here, and I mean, I do have the Cincinnati defense on some teams. They're very cheap. They're 1,700. You're not looking for anything more. If they got you 8 to 9, 10 points here at 1,700 as a home defense, I still don't trust Lamar throwing the ball here. Still think you get a pick six with this defense for dirt cheap and jamming some expensive guys. So, like we always say, guys, when we're going for a defense, we want a defense at home, usually. But that's what I think about that game. Buffalo at Kansas City. Wait a second. Excuse me. Buffalo at Cleveland. I apologize, guys. Okay, so on the Bills here, I like Devin Singletary. Feels a little bit fishy, though. I just have a weird feeling that he's not going to hit this week. A weird feeling that he's not going to hit this week. I don't know what it is, but I love Singletary as a player. It's a great matchup. Definitely can play him. But I just have a gut feeling that he's going to disappoint this week. You play the Bills defense here against this Browns offense. You can also play the Browns defense on the other side. Both quarterbacks turn the ball over. On the Browns, though, just got news today before I came on that Baker Mayfield said, and I don't know if this means anything, he said he wants to force feed the ball to Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham, $6,100 on DraftKings. It's pretty cheap, man. It's pretty cheap. Before I heard that, I like Jarvis Landry. I thought Jarvis Landry's more the type of receiver who could be up on the Bills. But I'm gonna switch that to OBJ now. I'm gonna switch that to OBJ. He's so cheap, man. So cheap. Jadavius White, he's good, but he's always had trouble with the higher end class of receivers, early on in his career. So we'll put OBJ in play. But this game's a weird game. This is a weird game. It's a weird game. You could even play. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. Kareem Hunt at 3K. I mean, if he ever busted a long run at 3K, he'd pay off his value. But I'm not doing that. That's just too risky for me. The next game, Kansas City at Tennessee. This is pretty easy, guys. It's Sammy Watkins. That's who I like here. I'm not paying 6.4 for Kelsey. Not interested. I think this is a game where Mahomes is going to be more conservative and kind of go with under. I don't think he's going to test the defense over the top and stuff, which is ideally what we want against Tennessee, against one of those crappy cornerbacks, but I kind of like Sammy Watkins here. He's going to be getting matched up on Malcolm Butler, so I'll take a shot on Sammy Watkins in tournaments for 5,100 with Mahomes back. Here's a game I like: Atlanta at New Orleans. Originally, I did not like this game, but as time's gone on, I've come around to it. And I've come around on a specific angle I like here. I like Matt Ryan to Calvin Ridley. Okay, because Calvin Ridley's going to get matched up mostly on Eli Apple. Julio Jones going to get matched up on Lattimore. Definitely a matchup Julio can win. He's won it in the past. But the Saints slot cornerback has been playing really good lately. So we're not going to try to attack them from the slot anymore. We're going to try to attack Eli Apple down the field. So I like Ryan to Calvin Ridley. And on the other side, it's very, very sneaky because I was trying to really having a lot of trouble with the Saints who I liked here. I was looking at all the prices. I don't want to pay 82 for Kamara coming off an injury. Latavius is going to get work here. He's going to have an increased workload with how well he played. Latavius is 7,300. I'm not paying that price tag. Sorry, guys. Unless Kamara would have to be ruled out, and I'm not paying that price tag with Kamara there. Even Kamara, he's iffy with Latavius now. We got to see how that's going to shake out. Michael Thomas at 83. I don't know if I like that, man. You would need the Falcons to get out to like a touchdown lead and have the Saints play catch up, and I don't think I like that. That means he needs a 31-point game to pay off value. I don't know if I like that. I definitely could. I mean, the Falcons' pass defense is garbage. Just the exact type of, style receiver that kills Atlanta. That like possession intermediate receiver kills Atlanta. The guy I like here is Jared Cook. I think Jared Cook at 4.1 is super sneaky. I don't think anyone is going to play him. And I remember, guys, with Drew Brees, there was a lot of reports in the summer that him and Jared Cook had a nice chemistry going, that he was like the number one receiver on this team in training camp, that Brees was fixing on him and targeting him a lot, even more so than Thomas. And of course, this training camp blurbs. This doesn't mean it's going to happen. But we never really got to see this connection develop. They played Houston with Brees and Cook. That was the only full game these two were together in the regular season. Houston this season, to a surprise of me, has been really good against tight ends. So they're not a team that we used to attack them with tight ends. Now we don't. So the next game, he got hurt really early on against the Rams. People liked Jared Cook that week, I remember. I forget what his price tag was, but it was more expensive than it is now. Jared Cook looked pretty decent with Teddy Bridgewater. He had a week to heal up from whatever injury was ailing him. And I like Jared Cook here, man. I think Jared Cook could have a blow-up game here and no one's going to play him. I wish he was a little bit cheaper. He's 4.1K. But I'm not going to cry about it, man. The other guy I was looking at was Ted Ginn at 3.7, but I just don't. I'd rather play Jared Cook here. I think he has a more likely chance to hit his ceiling. So that's what we like. We like Ryan to Ridley and run it back with Jared Cook. Here's another interesting game. The Giants at the Jets. The New York Trash Bowl. Who's going to win this? Both teams are going to want to win this game. Both teams are going to come to play here, man. I think this game's going to be high scoring. I don't see how it isn't. Both defenses are garbage. They're terrible. So, on the Giants, even though I'm iffy about it because I don't center the offense around him, I like Saquon here. If I'm going to play a receiver, I'm going to play Darius Slayton with news that Shepard might be out, Ingram's going to be out. I play Darius Slayton, and I like Saquon more, though. On the other side, give me Sam Darnold with Anderson and Crowder. They're all cheap enough, the receivers at least. Because this is my thing. Sam Darnold is 5.8K. He should not be that expensive. He should be like $200-$300 cheaper than that. But if he's going to pay off that price tag, you're looking for about 25 to 30 points from Sam Darnold. The Giants can't stop a damn nosebleed on defense passing the ball. If Sam gets there, I think two receivers are going to have to go off here. He's getting Chris Herndon back this week. He loves Chris Herndon. So maybe I don't want to throw Herndon in my player pool. It's too late to do that. He wasn't on my original list, so I'm not going to throw him in there. But I like Robbie Anderson a lot here. And I do like Crowder too. And if Demaryius Thomas is there, you could just pick two of those three and just toss them in a team. But put Anderson on the team because I love Anderson here. Love Robbie Anderson here. Love him. But yeah, I'm just not sure that Darnold to Anderson is going to be a strong enough because basically what you're hoping is a big long touchdown. Is that going to be enough to pull Sam to a 25-point game? Ooh, I don't know about that. Even in the Dallas game when he played really well, like that wasn't Sam only had like 23 Draftkings points, so I think he's going to need two receivers to kind of pull him to a big game. So I like a double stack here to pay off that 5.8K price tag. And guys, something about Adam Gase. Listen, I know everyone's freaking out. I don't like Gase that much. I thought it was a bad hire by the Jets. Gase has always done this. He's always been an inconsistent coach. This is par for the course what he's been. He's the type of guy who loses by double digits. He looks incompetent one week, then he comes back and he looks like he knows what he's doing. This has been what Adam Gase has done. This is totally par for the course. I'm not saying I like him as a coach. I don't. He would not have been the guy I would have hired if I was a president or GM of a team. It totally wouldn't have been. And even Darnold's always been inconsistent. This is what Darnold was in college. This is what he was early on in his NFL career. This is what he's going to be. He's going to be a hot and cold quarterback in the NFL. He's been largely matchup dependent in the NFL. I don't have the splits in front of me, but he's done pretty good historically against bad defenses, and he doesn't play well. Sam doesn't play well on the road. Sam plays well at home. I don't have the splits again in front of me, but I can't remember a game where Darnold crushed on the road. I just don't. I didn't get a chance to go back and watch that Miami game. I want to before the slate starts Sunday because I'm going to have a lot of Sam Darnold. And I want to make sure that other than that, a few plays, I didn't look that bad. Because early on, man, he looked good against Miami. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to have to go back and look at that tape. We do need to get word if Le'Veon's going to play here. I think he's going to, but, Le'Veon Bell at 6,900. They just don't feed. Le'Veon could have a 40-point game against Miami if they just fed him the ball on the goal line. But they don't. And watch, Le'Veon's going to go off here because I paid up for him last week, and now he's cheaper at home against a bad defense, and now he's going to go off. So, I don't know. We're going to have to get more news on Le'Veon. Could I come around to be on Le'Veon here? I maybe could, but I don't know. So far right now, I like Sam Darnold in the passing game, specifically Robbie Anderson. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Arizona at Tampa Bay. Guys, I'm avoiding the Arizona side of this game. Everybody's on the Arizona side here. I'm not a huge Kyler fan. I think Kyler's okay. I mean, you could play Kirk or Larry Fitz, but I'd probably, I guess, go. I don't even know who I play. On the other side, I like O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard with Jameis Winston. And this is tough for Tampa Bay. You could play Howard, Godwin with Jameis. You could be a double stack, or you could just play the Bucs D because a lot of people are going to go Kyler Murray here. And I don't like the Arizona side of this game. So this could be an O.J. Howard blow-up game. If it isn't, then we got serious problems. I like O.J. Howard this week, though. O.J. Howard would be the guy I would play here, but you could do O.J. Howard, Jameis, and Godwin all on one team. I'm not as high on the Arizona side as everybody else is. Just not. Arizona's got a bad offensive line, and Tampa Bay pressures the quarterback. I think this could be a rough game for Kyler Murray. So I'm not on that. I'd way rather go to Matt Ryan on the road, coming off a bye week at New Orleans. Even though it's a tougher matchup, I'd rather go that route. So, O.J. Howard, man, if you don't do well here, you're dust. I'm never picking you again in fantasy. This is your one last chance with me. Don't blow it, man. Don't blow it, bro. Miami at Indy. On the Miami side, give me Ryan Fitzpatrick to Mike Gesicki. I like that a lot. With no Preston Williams, I like Gesicki here with Fitz, and I love Marlon Mack on Indy. Marlon Mack's a lock for me. I'm playing him on every team. Not sure. I'm not sure about the Miami side if I'm going to play the Fitz Gesicki stack on a ton of teams because I think they have a decent game. I'm not sure. I do like that, man. It's tough because you're going to need Fitzpatrick to get you 25 points, which not sure he's going to do that, but I don't know. We'll have to come back to that. I mean, if I was going to go that this game is going to go over, which I'm not sure it's going to, I'd go. That's the three man I would use. Fitz, Gesicki, run it back with Mack. Mack should crush here. If he doesn't crush, not good. Not good. Okay, Carolina at Green Bay. On Carolina, I like CMC. Obviously, at the beginning of the week, I did like Curtis Samuel. He's got a hamstring problem now, so it makes me a little bit more hesitant to play him. On the other side, man, I did originally like Rodgers to Devontae Adams, but now with the news that Adams doesn't feel like himself, quote unquote, just yet, I'm a little bit maybe that's a good play. Maybe he'll come in less owned and he's a good tournament play. I don't know, but I like Aaron Jones here. Carolina gives up a lot of explosive runs to running backs. Total Aaron Jones spot. No one's gonna play Aaron Jones coming off that dismal game against LAC. So, well, people will play Aaron Jones, just not as many that would have had he had a good game there. So with that Devontae Adams news, I am going to take that at face value, and I'm going to go Aaron Jones here. I know I originally liked Adams, but I'm going to go Aaron Jones here. And that's the thing in this game I like the most. I like Aaron Jones the most here. Last game in the slate, and to me, the hardest game to break down, the Rams at Pitt. It's a weird game. Rams coming off a bye. McVay's historically really good coming off a bye week. So I like Cooper Kupp here. Even though the Steelers' defense has played really well since they got Mika Fitzpatrick. They haven't let up, I think, more than like 24 points a game since they got Mika Fitzpatrick. So this would be a game that Kupp would have to rack up like a lot of catches and a lot of yards. I don't see him scoring multiple touchdowns. So I do like Cooper Kupp. On the other side, I did like Deontay Johnson at first, and I still do. But after checking Pro Football Focus, Troy Hill, the corner that we were going to attack, actually has a pretty good grade on PFF, so it makes me a little bit nervous. Not that that's like the end all be all of everything, but you can also play Jalen Samuels here. I don't know if I love that, but you know, I wouldn't stop you. It kind of feels a little point chasey. I'd go Deontay Johnson over Jalen Samuels. Deontay Johnson at 4, he's a good player. He's going to be a guy that we're next year in fantasy, I'm going to be all over. He's going to be like a Michael Gallup type guy next year, like a guy in like the 9th, 8th, 9th, 10th round who's going to crush is Deontay Johnson. He's a good player. So that's what I like on Pittsburgh. Just wrapping up the slate, man. This is an interesting slate. I feel like I forgot somebody or to mention something. I don't know. I don't really remember. But yeah, I mean, I would like if that Cleveland game was in Buffalo, I would love Devin Singletary this week. I think Singletary comes in at over 20% owned. He's a good player, but I just have a weird gut instinct that like I don't know. I just have a weird feeling about that because that will have to be a choice for some people between him and Montgomery. Which one you like more? I just don't trust the Bears as home favorites, man. I just don't trust that. You know, I think I think that game's sneaky, man. I didn't catch on to that game at first until I was making teams last night. I said, "Ooh, that Detroit Chicago game could go over." Um, but you could play from the angle like Montgomery has a good game, and then you run it back with Stafford to Galladay. They have to catch up, and that's what you want with Matt Stafford. You want him coming from behind. You know, that will definitely be a stack I have in a couple teams. But with that being said, guys, that's my thoughts for the week. I want people to comment on the video. Let me know what you guys are on this week. I feel like it's been very productive in the comment section. So we should do some more of this, man, because um, the last couple weeks, we've been pretty good with this. Going back and forth in the comment section with the guys we've been on, and you know, something else I've been thinking about, guys. Instead of doing the Saturday update the way I've been doing it, and remember, guys, this is my first season doing this stuff. I wonder if it would be better off if I just posted like a 20-person player pool. You know, it's hard to do that because but I'm wondering if I should just do that. Just post like the 4 guys at quarterback, the 5 running backs, the 5 receivers, the 3 tight ends. Maybe that would be simpler. Maybe that'd be less information for people to decipher through. And then bullet points about like what I like the most and least. I don't know. I don't want to overload you guys with information. Maybe we'll just keep doing it the way it is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, but like I said, guys, I always try to keep the player pool as condensed as possible. I don't want to overload people with information. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. I'll do some update in some fashion Saturday. Let you guys know the final, any late changes or any any new stuff I'm on or I'm off. And with that being said, guys, have a great rest of your week, and let's win some money on Sunday.